Hi guys, welcome to the Chromebook rotation video. This video is going to use a little app that you can find on the internet. If you type in paint.sumo.app, it'll bring up this website. And Sumo Paint is like a baby version of Photoshop. It has a lot of the similar tools, but it is definitely a more simple interface. This is the first thing that'll pop up for you. For this assignment, I want you to change from where it says full HD, which is a computer display size. I want you to change to square. We're gonna make a little square piece of artwork. So now that we have square, here are some of the things that you've already messed with in Photoshop, but will look a little differently in this user interface. So a lot of our brushes and tools are down here. There's still a lot of interesting like flexibility you can get from these different tools. If you double tap on them, they have like different textures. You can get really specific about their dynamics and about what they look like. You can really customize these brushes. You can change the brush size here, and same thing with brush opacity. Remember, opacity is that something is either fully opaque and clear or something that's partly clear. That can like build upon itself. Control Z does work on this website. We also have layers up here, the little pancake stack. Just like Photoshop, it populates with a layer 1, that's just a white canvas, and you can add layers, you can delete layers, you can copy them. There's even like masks and layer modes that we've learned before. Same thing with opacity. To select stuff, we have a couple different selection tool options. To move stuff, we can use the move tool. There's a text tool, a gradient tool down here. You can even change the style of gradient. There's shapes, and there's a couple other things, but it still has like a way to export this out of here for whenever you're ready to turn it in. So for today's assignment, what you're going to want to make is something that reflects the three things that we talked about in principles. We talked about contrast, balance, and repetition. So we're going to make a fun little pattern. I'm going to make a little bit of an example pattern. I want you to try and make something more unique. I want you to not copy what I'm about to do, but instead approach it in a very similar way. So what I'm going to do, turn this little icon on, we can turn on symmetry, which is something we've messed with in Photoshop before. This one just looks a little different. Here you can turn on as many symmetry points as you want. I'm going to leave it at what it's calling 6%. I think it probably already started in the middle and I just messed it up, but I think it's okay. If it's not there, if you turn it back on, it'll be exactly how you left it. So this is going to help us with the pattern aspect of this assignment. Now we've already have something that no matter where we draw on, it's going to make this repeated symbol or doodle all across the board. Let me fix this. It's okay if it's not exactly in the center. It just helps if it is. So if you notice, we also have a paint bucket tool. I'm just going to go crazy and I'm going to make a little design. What you want to do in this assignment is you are going to use this radial symmetry tool, and as you're about to see in my quick little speed paint that we're about to do, you're going to take some sort of animal or plant or food or design element, and you want to just draw it in one of these little slots so that way it appears over and over again. I'm going to do an example and then I will slow back down the video so I can talk to you guys about it. So here's my finished design. I've made a bunch of these snakes that kind of converge into like a little flower, and I've put a bunch of little random flowers everywhere just to kind of keep them repetitive. You can really approach this in a lot of different ways. It just has to be some sort of radial pattern where there's some chunk, some slice of the radial pattern repeating over and over again. There are going to be some slight differences because we're doing this like on a square. Like for example, this one you don't really get to see more of the body, but these two up here, you get to see more of the body, and these two you see something else as well. But as long as there's this mirroring happening, and those pieces are even across each other, then it's all good. You can do it as many fractions as you want. You just want to make sure that you are taking time, trying to make something that looks clear, that looks clean. And honestly, I'm probably going to recommend this pencil texture. Just the default pencil is kind of this like nice texture to work with. But you're free to really use any of the tools that you want to use. You also can or choose to not use a gradient. You can choose to do something that's not an animal necessarily if you want to do fruits or different types of plants. There's a lot of ways to go about this, but as long as it looks and has radial symmetry and is a clean looking design, nothing that's like overly scratchy or overly blank. There shouldn't be really any white spaces in this, unless you're adding like white details or white textures. But that is going to be this activity. Oops, almost forgot to tell you how to turn this in. You'll want to title this Chromebook _ CBR. That stands for contrast, balance, and repetition. You're going to want to click File and then Save to Device. Once you click Save to Device, it'll say what format you want it as a PNG, and then you can export it and you will turn that into the Google Drive. Thank you. Bye.